What up, y'all? This is your boy, Mr. Downtown Ray Mellon. You're listening to the Entertainment Report for Wednesday, August 13th, 2014. Delivering some of the major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook or on Twitter, facebook.com/The Entertainment Report with Ray Mello. That's RAYMELO. And on Twitter @The Enter Report. More information came out today over what caused the death of legendary comedian and Academy Award-winning actor Robin Williams, who was found dead of an apparent suicide on Monday in his home in Turbine, California. During the press conference in San Rafael, California, Marion County's Assistant Chief Deputy Coroner, Lieutenant Kevin Boyd, said that Oscar-winning actor Robin Williams was found dead with the belt secured around his neck, with the other end of the belt wedged between the closet door and door frame. Williams died Monday of an apparent suicide at his home in unincorporated Tucson, California. Boyd told reporters that Williams' assistant found his body after becoming concerned when he failed to respond to knocks on his bedroom door. The assistant discovered Williams clothed in a seated position, Boyd said. Boyd also noted that Williams had acute superficial wounds on the inside of his left wrist. He said a pocket knife with closed blade was located in close proximity to Mr. Williams. He also added dried red material was located on the blade, which appeared consistent to dried blood. He also noted that scientific tests would be conducted on the knife. There was no indication that Williams had been in a struggle or physical altercation prior to him being located deceased, Boyd said. Williams was last seen alive by his wife at approximately 10:30 p.m. on Sunday night when she retired to bed. It is not known when the actor retired to bed. Williams' wife left the home at approximately 10:30 a.m. the next morning, believing he was asleep. However, the actor's assistant became concerned at 11:45 a.m. and found him, Boyd said. Authorities received a 911 call at approximately 11:55 a.m. The caller was distraught and indicated an apparent suicide due to a hanging had taken place and rigor mortis had set in, Boyd said. Williams was declared dead at 12:02 p.m. Monday. Boyd declined to state whether a suicide note had been found. A preliminary investigation indicated that Williams, who entered rehab in July, had recently been treated for severe depression, Boyd said. The coroner is investigating if Williams may have had any drugs in the system at the time of his death, according to Boyd. The results of the toxicology test won't be available for 2 to 6 weeks, Boyd said. While Williams' preliminary cause of death is a suspected suicide due to asphyxia, Boyd said the actor's final cause and manner of death will not be released until the investigation is concluded. Williams' exact time of death has not yet been determined. Robin Williams, who won the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor for 1997's Good Will Hunting, is survived by his wife and 3 children, son Zachary, 31, daughter Zelda, 25, and son Cody, 22. Funeral arrangements are still pending. In lieu of flowers, the family suggests donations be made to the following charities that Williams gave away millions of dollars to: the St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital, Challenged Athletes, Christopher and Dana Reeve Foundation, Glide Memorial Church in San Francisco, Muhammad Ali Parkinson Foundation, and the USO. More Hollywood stars went on social media to express their grief over the unexpected death of Robin Williams. Oscar winner Sally Field, who co-starred with Williams and Mrs. Doubtfire, said, "I feel stunned and so sad about Robin. I'm sad for the world of comedy and so very sad for his family, and I'm sad for Robin. He was lit up when he was able to make people laugh, and he made them laugh his whole life long, tirelessly. He was one of a kind. There will not be another. Please, God, let him now rest in peace." Jumanji co-star Bonnie Hunt said in a statement, "It is devastating to fathom Robin losing hope. I loved him. He was a loyal friend, confidant, a special soul, so humble, so kind. He lifted me on my most challenging days. We shared many wonderful moments. I cherish his friendship. My heart is broken. All love and prayers are with his beautiful family." Chevy Chase and Robin Williams were never real co-stars, though they did appear on an episode of Saturday Night Live together and were good friends. He said in a statement, "Robin and I were great friends, suffering from the same little-known disease, depression. I could have never expected this ending to his life and to ours with him. God bless him, and God bless all us for his life. I cannot believe this. I'm overwhelmed with grief. What a wonderful man, boy, and what a tremendous talent in the most important art of any time, comedy. I love him." Ben Affleck, Williams' co-star in Good Will Hunting, posted to his Facebook Heartbroken. Thanks, Chief, for your friendship and for what you gave the world. Robin had a ton of love in him. He personally did so much for so many people. He made Matt and my dreams come true. What do you owe a guy who does that? Everything. May you find peace, my friend. Hashtag Robin Williams. Candace Bergen said, Robin had more life in his little finger than most of us have in our entire bodies. He was dazzling and dear. What a horrible loss for all of us. Bergen was one of Williams' last co-stars, having played his wife in the holiday comedy A Merry Frickin' Christmas, which is still awaiting release. Lisa Jacob, who played the daughter of Mrs. Doubtfire, said on her personal website, Robin Williams died today. It seems surreal to write that, but since writing is the way I process the incomprehensible, I find myself writing. Everyone is tweeting and Facebooking and calling into radio shows about what a great talent Robin was. Yeah, he was. But that wasn't what I adored about him. It was the fact that he was an incredibly kind human being. Jacob goes on to tell a touching story about Williams sticking up for her after her high school expelled her for being away on location too much. She wrote, Robin stood up for me. He was in my corner. I was only 18, but I had already seen that I was in an industry that was full of backstabbing, and it was entirely clear that Robin had my back. Williams' Dead Poets Society co-star Josh Charles, now known for The Good Wife, also weighed in on Twitter. He wrote, Your humor, like hot jazz, was toppled by your sensitivity, compassion, and kindness, standing on my desk for you always. Hashtag RIP Robin Williams. In a statement released Tuesday, Robin Williams' daughter Zelda said that she had last spent time with him on his birthday, which was July 21st. She also recalled that her father was warm even in his darkest moments. Her statement was, My family has always been private about our time spending together. It was our way of keeping one thing that was ours with the man we shared with an entire world, but now that's gone and I feel stripped barred. My last days with him was his birthday, and I will be forever grateful that my brothers and I got to spend that time alone with him, sharing gifts and laughter. He was always warm even in his darkest moments. While I'll never know, even ever understand how he could be loved so deeply and not find it in his heart to stay, there's minor comfort in knowing our grief and loss in some small way is shared by millions. It doesn't help the pain, but at least it's a burden countless others now we know we carry, and so many have offered to help lighten the load. Thank you for that. She concluded, Dad was and always will be one of the kindest, most generous, gentlest souls I've ever known. And while there are a few things I know for certain right now, one of them is that not just my world, but the entire world is forever a little darker, less colorful, and less full of laughter in his absence. We'll just have to work twice as hard to fill it back up again. Williams' youngest son, Cody, who's 22, also offered his thoughts on his father's passing, saying, There are no words strong enough to describe the love and respect I have for my father. The world will never be the same without him. I will miss him and take him with me everywhere I go for the rest of my life, and will look forward forever to the moment when I get to see him again. He continued, Yesterday I lost my father, and the best friend in the world got a little grave. I will carry his heart with me every day. I would ask to those that loved him to remember him by being as gentle, kind, and generous as he would be, seek to bring joy to the world as he sought. Williams' eldest son, Zach, from his marriage to his first wife, Valerie Velarde, called the actor my father and my best friend. Marsha Garces Williams, the actor's second wife and mother to Zelda and Cody, said that her heart is, quote, split wide open and scattered over the planet. My heart is split wide open and scattered over the planet with all of you. Please remember the gentle, loving, generous, and yes, brilliant and funny man that was Robin Williams. My arms are wrapped around our children as we attempt to grapple with celebrating the man we loved while dealing with this immeasurable loss. And some other sad stories. Hollywood legend Laura Bacall, the actress whose husky voice and smoldering on-screen chemistry with husband Humphrey Bogart made her a defining movie star of the 1940s and who decades later won Tony Awards in the Broadway musical Applause and Woman of the Year, died on Tuesday in New York City at the age of 89. Robert DeClercq, co-managing partner of the Humphrey Bogart estate, confirmed the death in an email. Ms. Bacall was one of the last surviving major stars of the studio system, which flourished from the silent movie era to the dawn of the television age. She was a willowy, ash-blonde fashion model with veteran film director Howard Hawks plucked her from the pages of Harper Bazaar in 1943 and molded her seductive screen persona. Hawks gave Ms. Bacall, then 19, an electrifying film debut as a sexy and insolent woman of mystery in To Have and Have Not, which was released in 1944, based on an Ernest Hemingway story and set in the Caribbean during World War II. The movie shaped her public identity, a woman as sexually confident as she was formidable, or in Bogart's words, steel with curves. In the film's best-remembered scene, Ms. Bacall saddles up to Bogart, who plays a hard-boiled charter boat captain named Steve. She kisses him, then says, "It's even better when you help." As she prepares to leave his hotel room, she tells him, "You know you don't have to act with me, Steve. You don't have to say anything, you don't have to do anything, or maybe just whistle. You know how to whistle, don't you, Steve? Just put your lips together and blow." Bogart, more than twice her age and looking at, wore an expression on someone who could have not believed his luck. Here was someone whose cocksure impertinence matched his, and she could sing to boot, rendering How Little We Know to Hoagie Carmichael's piano. Bogart divorced his third wife and married Miss Bacall after filming. The sexual undercurrent was repeated in The Big Sleep, which was released in 1946 with Bogart as Raymond Chandler's fictional private detective Philip Marlowe, Miss Bacall as a resourceful divorcee. She went on to act opposite some of the top leading men of her day, Kirk Douglas in Young Man with the Horn, Gary Cooper, Bright Leaf, John Wayne, Blood Alley, and Gregory Peck designed women, but the films were inconsistent in quality. After Bogart died in 1957, she was engaged to Frank Sinatra and had a turbulent marriage with actor Jason Robards Jr. She was a longtime resident of the Dakota Apartments in New York, but her social life extended far beyond the city. She was a presence in the Hollywood film community and Washington stages and saloon. Attracted to liberal politics, Ms. Bacall grew closer to a series of Democratic leaders, including President Harry S. Truman, Robert F. Kennedy, and Aldy Stevenson II. In 1947, she flew with Bogart to Washington as part of a group of actors and directors protesting the House Un-American Activities Committee and its investigation into alleged communism subversion in Hollywood. On screen, Ms. Bacall matured into character parts that cultivated in her Oscar nomination in a supporting role as Barbra Streisand's hopelessly narcissistic mother in The Mirror Has Two Faces, which was released in 1986. She received an honorary Academy Award in 2009 that celebrated her central place in the golden age of motion pictures. Ms. Bacall was born Betty Joan Persky on September 16, 1924, into a middle-class Jewish family in New York City. She was a child when her father abandoned the family. She grew up with her mother, who took the surname Bacall. Betty later added the extra air and paired it with the screen's name Lauren at director Hawks' behest. She had a modest training as an actress, but her stunning looks led to a modeling career and an appearance on the cover of Harper's Bazaar in March 1943. Her and Bogart were married in 1945, and later she discovered he was a complicated companion. She called him a man of such integrity, such honor and wit, but a heavy drinker who surrounds himself with other heavy drinkers such as director John Huston. It was a traumatic experience for her, she later wrote, and she was also adjusting fitfully to her immediate stardom. As a nice Jewish girl, she said, she had no business being cast as an Englishwoman in Confidential Ancient in 1945 opposite Charles Boyd. She preferred working in comedy, usually delivering wiry lines with a convincing, haughty tone. She won acclaim opposite Marilyn Monroe and Betty Grable as one of the three unabashedly gold-digging models in the musical movie How to Marry a Millionaire in 1953. On Broadway, Ms. Bacall starred in George Axelrod's comedy Goodbye Charlie in 1959, playing a Lothario who returns from the grave as a woman. And in Abe Burrow's long-running Cactus Flower in 1965, she was the prime assistant to a womanizing dentist. She won her 2 Tony Awards in roles made indelibly on-screen by other powerful actresses. She played an aging actress threatened by an ambitious upstart in Applause, which was released in 1970, a stage version of the Bette Davis film All About Eve. And she filled the Katharine Hepburn part of a high-powered journalist in Woman of the Year in 1981. Both plays did a great deal to transform Ms. Bacall into a respected actress. After seeing Applause, theater critic Walter Kerr wrote that she ceased being a former movie star and becoming a star of the stage. Ms. Bacall said she struggled over the years to find engaging film roles. She played a brashy woman in Murder on the Orient Express in 1974, based on the Agatha Christie film Mystery, and an actress stalked by an obsessive admirer in The Fan, which was released in 1981. She took much smaller roles to to work with directors she admired, including Lars von Trier with Dogville in 2003 and Paul Schrader in The Walker 2007. The cause of death was a massive stroke. Lauren Bacall was 89 years old. The investigation into the death of sprint car driver Kevin Ward Jr. will take at least another 2 weeks or more, the Ontario County Sheriff's Department said Tuesday. Ward was struck and killed by NASCAR star Tony Stewart late Saturday night at the Canandaigua Motorsports Park in upstate New York during the Lucas Oil Super Sprint feature race. The autopsy was completed Monday, with the coroner's office listing Ward's cause of death as a massive blunt force trauma. No other information from the autopsy will be released, the coroner's office said. Also on Monday, the Sheriff's Department told local television station WCYB that there were no plans at this time to talk to Stewart again. Meanwhile, investigators continue to seek witnesses, gather evidence, and develop the racetrack crash reconstruction, according to the Sheriff's Department. Sheriff's officials said in a statement, when the investigation is complete, we will meet with members of the Ontario County District Attorney's Office and discuss with them all aspects of the investigation into the crash. The Sheriff's Department did not immediately respond to the rap's request for comment. Canandaigua Motorsports Park, where the fatal accident occurred, will reopen on Saturday, track promoter Jeremy Krikorian announced Tuesday. He wrote in a statement, "Up until today, I could not even think about another show at Canandaigua Motorsports Park. I spoke to Kevin Ward Sr. this morning. He encouraged me to get back to race at the CMP. Kevin would want you to." He also added, "I asked that everyone wear something orange to display our unity. We'll be doing something special at the track on Saturday night." MMA fighter War Machine has until 7 p.m. Tuesday to turn himself in to the cops, or else the most famous bloodhound in the U.S., Dog the Bounty Hunter, will be gunning for him. TMZ has learned a member of Christy Mack's family reached out to Dog through a mutual friend with MMA ties, hoping the mulleted one will succeed where the cops haven't. Dog told TMZ he's ready to make contact with War Machine and given him the ultimatum, 24 hours and then you're mine. TMZ told War Machine was not receptive. TMZ told Dog's entire crew will rock immediately after the deadline passes. War is facing 7 criminal charges after using Christy as a punching bag during the 3-person altercation in her home Friday. She was left with 18 broken facial bones and a ruptured kidney. Cops said he choked Christy's new boyfriend, then licked his finger, then rubbed Christy's genitals. Rapper Tyga and the mother of his son Black China have split. Sources close to the former pair told TMZ Tyga's the one who called it quits. It's unclear why he threw in the towel. TMZ told Black China isn't acknowledging the breakup. She's in denial and some of her stuff is still at the house. TMZ told Tyga hosted 2 pool parties at their home in the last few weeks, including one for Kylie Jenner's birthday, but she wasn't invited to either. The couple was together since 2011 and got engaged in December of 2012. They have a son, King Cairo, who turns 2 in October. Steve Ballmer is now the owner of the Los Angeles Clippers. Ballmer completed the deal with Shirley Sterling for $2 billion. After several attempts by Donald to block the sales failed, the deal closed on Tuesday. Shirley Sterling's attorney, Piers O'Donnell, told TMZ Shirley's confident he will bring a championship to the city of Los Angeles in the very near future. We wish him and his family every success. As TMZ Sports first reported, the NBA had sued Donald Sterling for his numerous attempts to sue the league and wanted him to pay for all their legal expenses to fight him. Pop star Justin Bieber is expected to plead guilty on Wednesday in relation to his Florida arrest in January 2013. As part of the deal, a DUI charge against him will be dropped. Instead, Bieber will accept a guilty plea for careless driving, resisting an officer without violence. Additionally, the pop star will have to attend 12 hours anger management course, according to the Miami Herald, and he has agreed to a $500,000 charitable donation. Classes will purportedly be private to avoid media and public frenzy. Lawyers for Justin Bieber will appear in court on Wednesday, but the Canadian pop star is not expected to be in attendance. Legal representatives for Bieber did not immediately respond to the rap's request for comment. Bieber was arrested in January for allegedly drag racing down a Miami street that had been blocked off by a security team. When he was confronted by police officers, he was allegedly belligerent and tested positive for marijuana and Xanax, though his blood alcohol level was below the legal limit. Production is finally underway on the NWA biopic Straight Outta Compton, and the cast actually survived a very real and terrifying incident last week when a drive-by shooting reportedly occurred near the set. According to TMZ, the crew was filming outside of the Compton courthouse in Los Angeles when gunmen in a car opened fire nearby. They were apparently aiming at neighborhood residents near the set who were flashing gang signs at them. None of the cast was hurt, but one civilian was reportedly hit and survived the shooting. The Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department is said to be investigating the incident and hasn't concluded that it was gang-related as yet. Filming for Straight Outta Compton is expected to continue in another Compton location this week. MTV News has reached out to the LA County Sheriff's Office for comment. Ice Cube told MTV News about the film recently, "I'm totally involved. I'm engulfed in it. This is our legacy. You can't play with this. There's no cutting corners. I'm fully engulfed in that movie. Very anal about it. It's got to be right." Grammy Award-winning R&B singer Estelle will be performing at the Face Forward Foundation's 5th Annual Gala, a Venetian Masquerade, on September 13th at the Millennium Biltmore Hotel in Los Angeles. Founded by Deborah Alisi in 2007, Face Forward Foundation provides a pro bono reconstructive surgery for victims of domestic violence. As its most important fundraising and awareness-building event of the year, the 2014 Gala has a Venetian Masquerade as its theme and will aim to raise $500,000 for 2015 to support their patients and celebrate the lives and accomplishments of survivors. Along with Estelle's live performance, the evening will feature celebrity guests, a silent auction, and honorary award ceremonies dedicated to raising funds and awareness. Face Forward Foundation will honor celebrities and community leaders for their inspirational work and ongoing efforts to draw awareness on domestic violence. Confirmed guests so far include Missy Pyles, Tom Arnold, Jennifer Coolidge, Shireen Agadashlo, Bonnie Somerville, and Sean Taub. Estelle entered the R&B scene in 2008 with Doe Platinum hit song American Boy featuring Kanye West. Her fourth studio album, True Romance, is being released on November 4th. Nearly 5 years after her untimely death at the age of 32, Brittany Murphy is getting a biopic of her life made. The film will broadcast on Lifetime on Saturday, September 6th. Amanda Fuller, best known for her work in Last Man Standing, portrays Murphy in the film. The film tells the story of the ambitious drive that Murphy shared with her mother, Sharon, played by Sherilyn Fenn, who stars on Showtime's Ray Donovan. The two worked tirelessly to turn Brittany into a star, finally succeeding with the cult classic Clueless in 1995. Lifetime said in the statement describing the project, her desperation for approval and insecurity about her looks make her personal life a disaster. Unlike other stage moms, Sharon was always her daughter's support system, but that enduring love wasn't enough to save her sensitive Brittany from the vicissitudes of Hollywood life. The film's description continues beyond her death, including Murphy's father's demands in 2013 that the investigation into her death be reopened, as he believed that his daughter was poisoned. Lifetime has not revealed the source material for the script, so it's unknown if the film is authorized. At this time, representatives for the network have not yet responded to the Rap's request for a response. Two other highly profile biopics in the development at the network are unauthorized. A teaser for the unauthorized Saved by the Bell story was recently released, while an unauthorized biopic of pop singer Aaliyah is in the casting stage. And that is your entertainment report for Wednesday, August 13th, 2014. This is your boy, Mr. Downtown Ray Mello. I'll be back Thursday delivering some of the major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook or on Twitter, facebook.com/The Entertainment Report with Ray Mello, or on Twitter @The Enter Report. I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye, everybody.